If you're watching this, we've probably been DMing each other, maybe texting, maybe you've seen one of my videos on my transformation, and you're interested in how to do it yourself and what I did and how you can achieve a transformation like this. It's really important to understand the blueprint and everything we're about to go into, my backstory, kind of who I was before, who I was after, what the blueprint did for me. It's important to know that this is a lot more than just a physical transformation. This is completely shedding the current version of yourself to embrace the person you've always wanted to be, right? This is for men who feel like they can't get over the hump or feel like they have so much more to offer to themselves, not for the world, but for themselves, right? So let's go ahead and get into this. This is how I transformed my body and built myself into the person I knew I deserved to be within 60 days. Before the blueprint, there we go. Before the blueprint, I never got the results I envisioned. I couldn't maintain any progress. My skin and energy never improved. My quality of life remained the same. I had no discipline, no framework, and I never thought I'd get the six-pack abs you see online. We can see on the right, I was arrogant and thought, oh, I can just do it myself. I don't need to follow a plan, a protocol. I can just figure it out. You can see up top left is probably the worst it's ever been. And to the right, there's a slight difference, but that's really the best it got. And that was not sustainable. That was not maintained. You can see up top, my skin was awful, extremely bloated face. In the middle, you see my face at the bottom. These are just little excerpts over the course of years of slightly seeing a little progress, maybe lose 5-10 pounds, and then gaining it back and it being even worse. Right? I can never get my shit together. The crazy thing is I didn't lack confidence, but that really held me back. I was really at the point where I just figured, you know what? I'm okay with having mid physique, overweight physique. I get enough affection here. I get a compliment once in a blue moon. I guess this is me. It's just genetics, right? I blamed my genetics and just thought, okay, well, this is going to be it. But I always had that fire inside me where I believed there was more, truthfully. I always believed I could get somewhere. I knew I could be doing more, and I knew there was a life for myself more than what I was just currently seeing in the mirror. And that frustrated me. After the blueprint, extremely fast results. I was able to maintain these results and improve upon them, increase energy and drive, an absolute surge in confidence, and a drastic change in the quality of my life. You can see this picture here down in the middle was the true within 60 days, right? You see that same physique, okay? Not the worst thing ever, not going anywhere though, not much different than before. But this was when I followed the blueprint. To the left, the top, the right, skin, much better. But the biggest thing about this is you see the change in body, you can't see how I changed as a person, right? So let's kind of go into that. Who am I today? I look at that old version of myself in those pictures earlier, and it's like I almost feel bad for the kid. I've separated myself from him. That was a part of my life. Not like I'm ashamed. It's nothing like that, but I don't even see myself like that anymore. I've envisioned this new version of myself that I currently am, and I'm still striving to be every single day. And that old version's not me. Right? I see kind of my old self as how a dad would look at his son when he falls off the bike for the first time, or when he strikes out, but he really tried hard. That's really where my head is about my old physique and my old lifestyle. And again, I say today, I walk into a room with my chest pumped. I know who I am. I know I am who I think I am. And there's so much power that comes with that, guys. I'm pretty religious. I feel like my relationship with Christ has only gotten stronger throughout this relationship. I know my creator. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm here for now, right? And that all started with putting in the work, showing up for myself every single day. And we're going to go more into what that exactly looks like for me and potentially what that would look like for you. So who is this for, right? We see the transformation, but is this for you? This is for men who want to build a body that gives them freedom, confidence, and unmatched perspicacity. I like Tate, right? Men who want more than just a six-pack, but to walk into a room and own it. Men who crave glass-clear skin, a sharpened jawline, and a face that demands attention. Life doesn't start at 10K a month, fellas. Life starts when you have a six-pack and a good jawline. Truthfully. Men who want veins ripping through their forearms, looking carved like a statue. Y'all need to realize, again, I had that fire inside me. I knew I owed more to myself. I never thought my current physique and like veins, having veins pop out of your V-line, having veins pop out of your shoulder, I never thought that could be me. Having a strong jawline, and that's not even to say I have the strongest jawline ever, but to eliminate face fat, I didn't think it was possible. Right? It is. It's not our genetics. We can all achieve this. This is for men who are ready to stop waiting, stop guessing, and to start becoming the version of themselves they always dreamed of. This is for men who want more, who know and feel it in their heart, I'm better. There's a better version of myself out there. What is the blueprint? Well, I'll tell you what it's not. The blueprint isn't just some generic push-pull-set workout plan. This is not just giving you a week meal plan and then having you figure it out, making sure you hit your protein for the day. And it's definitely not just motivation or hype where I'm going to tell you, oh man, you just try a little harder. No, not at all. And that's what it wasn't for myself either. This is a complete system I've developed through my trials and tribulations, partnered with my knowledge on fitness and nutrition and self-improvement. What does this actually look like? Well, it's a step-by-step plan that guarantees fast results, right? Again, this is not just luck of the draw. None of this happened by accident. This was built on immense effort and perfection. This is a plan I would seriously do just about anything for if I had this a couple years ago when I was starting my fitness journey and when I was done playing sports. I used to play Division I college football. When I was done with that, I thought I would easily just lean down and be 205 shredded. That's not the case. This is built on perfection. The blueprint consists of 3 pillars. Pillar number 1, mindset and vision. Number 2, relentless execution. And number 3, sustainability and elevation. Let's get into these. Pillar number 1, your mindset and your vision. Getting prepared mentally to stay consistent with nutrition, gym, cardio, and seeing the version of yourself you want to be. I cannot stress to y'all enough how much manifestation and the law of attraction played in this for me, right? I had to truly see my perfect life. I had to see my perfect physique. I had to see what he looked like. How did others treat him? How did he operate? How did he react to stress? How was his self-control? How much better is his quality of life compared to myself? It looked a lot different. When you envision a perfect world, you realize just how imperfect your world is. And nothing's perfect, but you realize just how much more you want. And then I started realizing I don't just want this, I need it. I deserve this. I'm great. Why do I not have this? Why am I not that person yet? But how do you actually get there? Your body is a machine and food is fuel. We don't eat for pleasure, we eat to perform. Would you put low octane gasoline in a Ferrari? When you see yourself as this perfect version, when you see yourself as this Ferrari, right now you're a shitty Honda Accord. When you see yourself as this Bugatti, what type of fuel are you going to put into it? Food, by definition, is fuel for our bodies. It truly is. I'll take it a step further. Not only is good food good fuel, bad food is poison. It's not just bad fuel. How do you think cancer grows over the course of 50 years and then it finally, grows big enough and takes lives? That's from the shit and the slop you're putting in your body now. truthfully, and we all know that. So, but why do we do it? Because it tastes good? You've got to stop seeing food as just, oh, well, I bet that tastes good or that doesn't taste good. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Is this going to help me achieve my goal? Is this taking me a step further? And again, it's not, is this getting me a step further to abs? It's, is this going to help me attack the day to be the best version of myself? That's kind of a little, hint at the mindset you have to start developing. Discipline over motivation. It's not about your why. It's about understanding what's required to achieve what you want and performing regardless of how you feel. Back at when I was playing college football, Division I college football, I didn't play a lot, but they would always, you get in the hot seat and they would say, what's your why? What's your why? Why do you show up every day? And I was frustrated. I never got asked that because why do we have to have a why? Okay, the goal was to play college football. We're all here now. Why does there need to be a why? This is what I wanted. I want to be great at it. There's going to be times when your motivation for whatever you're pursuing, laying in your bed that morning, is going to feel a little bit better in the moment than that motivation. It's going to be a little bit easier to lean into that than your motivation. When you understand discipline and implement a lifestyle of discipline, you take feelings out of the mix. It doesn't matter how I feel. I have to get this done to be the man I want to be, to maintain being the man I want to be. It's crucial. Discipline over motivation. We don't chase goals. We become the kind of man who achieve them by default. You're not trying to get in shape. You're becoming a disciplined, hungry, relentless individual who doesn't miss. Again, this is not how do I get in shape. This is completely changing who you are as a person by dropping the bad habits, implementing new habits, and changing your mindset on everything. You are becoming the best version of yourself and leaving the old one behind. And finally, we don't avoid discomfort, we seek it. Growth lives where comfort dies. You'll start to crave challenge. That's where the man you're trying to become actually lives. And that hits pretty hard. How is the best version of yourself, that man you envisioned, right? That man who has it all and gets everything he wants, how does he react to stress? How does he react to bad news? How does he react to discomfort? Do you think he fears it? Or do you think he attacks it head on because he knows he can accomplish anything? Now let's look at execution. Seeing who you want to be and doing all that hypes us up. That's the easy part. This is where the talk dies and the action takes over. Everything is done with purpose and conviction. You're not just checking boxes throughout the day. You're attacking every task with the focus of someone who refuses to stay average. I can only say it so many times. This is not just a routine for your day. This is attacking every day with the mindset of, am I giving this day my all? Am I trying my hardest today? But again, what does this actually look like, right? I'm saying a lot. I want to give y'all a little bit more detail. Nutrition priorities. Whole foods first. Every meal is built around protein, carbs, and micronutrients. I had to completely change my diet. No processed BS. We'll track your intake and make sure you're hitting your numbers. There's no more guessing or mindless eating. The blueprint follows a strict 90-10 rule. 90% clean execution, 10% flexibility to stay sustainable and sharp. Meal timing. Every meal is based off of your performance for the day, right? What type of workout did you have for the day? All meals will be catered to your preference and your price range. Again, this is all built around you. I had to really look at myself in the mirror and say, okay, maybe this is the best food for me. Can I really afford it right now? No. Am I willing to put in 2 hours meal prepping every day or for the week? No, I'm not willing to do that. So I had to build a specific around myself, how I wanted to eat, when I wanted to eat, based off how I was training. Now here's the actual training structure. 5 to 6 sessions a week based on your accessibility, your split preference, and your schedule. Training sessions are going to range from anywhere from 45 to 80 minutes, built around hypertrophy and intense circuit set workout. I believe in, the blueprint believes in very high intensity training. I've never understood these guys who are in the gym 2 hours. Some guys do that and they're built phenomenal. More power to them. That's not how I did it. That's not how it's going to be done in the blueprint. Progress is tracked weekly. Every rep has a reason. Training is executed, logged, and modified as you progress. And I want to touch on this here. That is just an example of one of my clients' meal plans for the day, right? We have his time. We're tracking all the calories for you. We're going to go into how to prepare these meals. And again, that 10%, he has a free meal, free range, anywhere from this amount of calories to this. That can be whatever he wants. And this is for a high intensity training day. I would argue almost the most important at all, though, are your daily routine and your non-negotiables. Your wake-up time is going to be set and consistent. Your hydration, a gallon a day minimum. Morning stretch routine every single day. You have to get the body unlocked and ready to operate before you attack the day. Cardio 3 to 5 times per week, of course. A lot of incline treadmill, post-lift, or in the evening before bed. Your nighttime routine consists of deep sleep, 7 hours minimum. There's a lot we want to get done during the day, but we have to prioritize sleep. A little more in-depth look on what the blueprint is actually going to look like for you. More of my transformation. Up top here, we have my notes for one of my clients for the week. You're not going to be attacking every day with the same plan, right? Your workout's going to change. How you attack that workout needs to change. There's going to be weeks where you're going to failure, weeks when you're going to failure. There's going to be workouts and weeks where, it's getting close to failure, but not quite. And then there's going to be maintenance weeks. There's going to be weeks right before we go for new PRs to figure out where you're at. If you even want that, this is all catered around you. At the bottom, I have a screenshot of what his user interface looks like. You can see it's going to be a low carb day. You click that. That's going to be the screen we looked at before. It has your meal plan for the day. It's a pool day. And a little something for lymphatic drainage. My client really wants to work on getting a slimmer face. Yes, that's going to come with losing body fat percentage, but as I said, this program offers a lot more than just getting in shape, right? There's little hacks here and there you can do to really target specific areas of your body. Maybe that's face, maybe that's hair, skin, teeth, nails, eyelashes. There's something for everything. And we have lesson plans in the program to help you through that, to achieve your goal. Upright is kind of just an example of our phone calls we will be having weekly. There will be a questionnaire at the end of the week, a recap, if you will, so you can go over what exactly you thought of this week, some questions, really looking at yourself to figure out if you gave it your all this week. And we're going to go over that. We're going to go over your answers. We're going to find your pain points. We're going to see where you're doing really good, and we're going to see where you're struggling a little bit. Here at the bottom right, a little more so y'all can see the pictures of what workouts are actually going to look like, right? Every workout as well is going to have a video attached to it. I know one thing for me was I used to not really know. You see these names for these workouts, and I don't even know what that is. Workouts are also going to be based around your accessibility to equipment, gym, even if it's no weights in your house. Phase Pillar 3, sustainability and elevation. Results are earned through execution, but they are kept through structure, accountability, and the desire for more. This isn't a temporary high. This is your new baseline. Hitting a new physique is awesome. Throughout the process, you are going to be extreme. It's going to be an extreme dopamine rush. You are going to feel the best you've ever felt. But what is that just to lose it a month later? Everything's 50-50, right? There's good and bad with everything. What is achieving that to then lose it? Well, when you see it slipping away, that's a horrible feeling that no one wants to experience. So what does sustainability and elevation look like? Well, sustainability looks like stabilizing your calories with precision, so there's no rebound, no fat gain, and no panic. We walk your body into maintenance with structure, so your hormones, energy, and hunger stay locked in. Training adapts, volume and intensity shifts. We'll adjust your split and progression methods to fit your new normal. You keep your non-negotiables in place, your morning routine, your meal prep, your cardio, your bedtime. You don't stop what got you here, and that's the biggest thing. Obviously, your meal prep is going to change, your calorie intake is going to change based off your new normal, but it's important you don't just ascend and then drop everything that got you to where you are now. That's not how this works. Here in the middle, I wanted to give y'all a little bit more insight into what my life looks like now, but mainly what I want to point out is that in a lot of these pictures, you can see I'm out, I'm drinking, I'm being social. Once you get to this point, right, sustainability is not nearly as intense as your transformation period, as the execution period. Once you ascend, it's so much easier to maintain what you have, and you can go out and have fun. Now, you can't pick up bad habits, but you can afford a couple drinks out at night. You can afford to lose an hour of sleep. I want to particularly point out this picture in the middle here. Just a year ago, less than a year ago, I was at university. I go to the University of Arkansas and just didn't really have any drive, no willpower. Again, I thought I was great, but, wasn't really doing anything with it. After the blueprint, I'm finishing top 5 in a sales competition in the entire school of Arkansas, the entire sales program of Arkansas. I'm going to Vegas, feeling like the man, getting compliments, right? In a section. Things just start to fall in place, truly. When you dedicate your all to something, changing who you are as a person, things just fall in place. It's incredible how it works. Into what elevation looks like after the transformation. Refining your weak points. Physique detail work. We'll dial in lagging areas with intent. Shift to performance goals or lifestyle mastery. Maybe it's a 315 bench. Maybe it's running a mile under 6 minutes, or just improving athletic ability altogether. We'll cater to your next mission. Right? The truth is, to really stay consistent, to really stay where you're at, you have to be growing. There's little periods where you can just maintain, but at the end of the day, you need to be chasing something as a man. There needs to be something you're progressing towards. So we can enjoy the victories, but there needs to be a 24-hour rule, a week rule, something where you can just relax, enjoy it, and then on to the next. What's the next challenge? You don't go back after this. You don't need to start over again. You've built the body. Now you get used to being the man who owns it. This is your new normal, right? That old version of you is gone. This is your new normal, and you own it. But why me? Why trust me with your transformation? Why trust me with your investment? Why trust me with your schedule for the next X amount of months? Why go all in on me as your coach? I'm sure these are things everyone's asking themselves, right? If you're serious about transforming your body, well, why do I even trust this guy? He had the transformation. Why do I trust him? Why should I trust him? Well, it's important y'all understand this is not just some side hustle so I can make some cash while I'm in school. I'm building a long-term brand. I'm building a business. I want the beginning of my business to be big, I don't want to start on the wrong foot with anyone, ruin my brand and my reputation. Of course not. This is something I'm willing to give, and I will be giving. This is something I will be giving my all to. You're going to get all of my energy, all of my time. Do I have a life? Yes. My life is not for yours, for you all the time, but my clients are going to come first. Absolutely. As I said, you're going to get my full attention and my intention on you becoming the version you want to become, becoming the person you want to become. I'm going to know this version of you just as well as you do, and I'm going to help you get there. I think this is extremely important. I'm a man of faith. Honesty, respect, and discipline guide everything I do. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a Christian, and I take pride in Jesus Christ being my Lord and Savior. Again, I'm not perfect, and once you bring in religion, things can get weird, and people like to... Everyone has their own vision of what that looks like, their own idea of what that looks like, so then they expect you to react a certain way. I'm not perfect, but there's good intentions behind everything I do, and with everyone, even people I dislike. There's good intention behind it. There's honesty behind it. You're going to know where you stand with me from the get-go. right? This doesn't mean I'm necessarily nice, but it means you're going to know exactly how I feel about you. I'm not going to keep anything from you. And at the end of the day, I want what's best for you. I believe your transformation is a direct representation of me. You'll be coached, challenged, and treated how I did myself and continue to do every single day, right? Who am I to do this program for you and it doesn't even work? That gets neither of us anywhere, right? Your results, I am going to take personally. And the biggest of all, if you don't see results, you will get a 100% refund. That's how confident I am in this system. I know that if you show up for me, I'm going to show up for you. If you show up for me, you're going to completely transform your life. There's not a doubt in my mind. So after all this, do you believe this program is for you? This program is not. We went over who it's for. I want to make this very clear. This program is not for losers. Not everyone's a winner. We all want to be winners. This is the truth. Not everyone's a winner. Not everyone is going to do what it takes. Losers will be making excuses. This program is not for people who are going to make excuses. Losers want results but aren't willing to change habits. Losers are comfortable living average and calling it good enough. Losers think showing up half the time will get them 100% of the results. Losers are not ready to be uncomfortable and held accountable. That's big. Losers don't hold themselves accountable. And again, if you're a loser right now, that's not the end of the world, but you need to be honest with yourself. Are you willing to look in the mirror and realize I need to change something and I'm going to give it my all to change? And losers want a coach to coddle them, not lead them. I'm going to lead you. But the good news is if you're not a loser, and this is something you're interested in, and getting one-on-one coaching with me and getting complete access to the blueprint catered to you, here's how we can set up a one-on-one call to see if I think you qualify. All you need to do is go to my Instagram here. Follow me on Instagram. You'll click the link tree there. You're going to fill out the one-on-one coaching application. I'm going to review it. We're going to set up a call. And we're going to talk. I'm going to get to know you a little bit. I'm going to figure out where you're struggling, how you see yourself. Again, these are not the weekly check-in calls. It's not going to be the most in-depth thing ever, but I'm going to make my own analysis on you and see if I think you're fit for this program. That being said, if you saw this and you don't think you're a fit or this isn't something you're interested in, thank you for being real and not wasting anyone's time. And I just really hope some part of you feels inspired by this, motivated to have more discipline, or maybe you were just entertained a little bit and you feel like you know me, a stranger, a little bit better. Thank you for listening to the end. You know how to get in touch with me.